And I was thinking about JJ McCarthy, right? That's the story with the Vikings this offseason. You guys are going to be really pissed when you hear what's about to come out of my mouth.
Oh, I know what's coming.
Everyone's going to be really pissed when they hear what comes out of my mouth. But I truly do believe in JJ McCarthy. In fact, I actually believe in JJ McCarthy more than probably most people in the world do. Is that because I'm a Vikings fan? I have bias? Probably a little bit. But it's also because I like to believe in people. So what did I do? I started digging around. How can JJ McCarthy bring success to the Vikings this year? How can he bring success in the future? Who can I compare him to? And the guy that I decided to start looking into comparisons with JJ McCarthy just so happened to be the 7-time world champion, greatest player of all time, Tom Brady. And Ziggy's taking off his microphone right now. But I want to dive into why I actually think that there are some comparisons that can be made here.
Went to the same school. Same college.
We need to dive into. Look, I understand that if you put the two guys side by side, their games are different, right? But I think there are some similarities here that make me believe in JJ McCarthy as the quarterback of the Vikings.
Same college.
Year. And a lot of it, and you know, Brady comes out and says it himself here. Brady is very impressed with JJ. But what I love the most about JJ McCarthy is the approach that he has. I really do believe that that's when it comes to the quarterback position, obviously you need talent. But I love the mentality. I love the way that JJ McCarthy is a student of the game. And he comes in, his approach to everything is it's detail oriented. And you listen to the way Aaron Jones, Harrison Smith, all these Vikings players talk about him. I know that, comparing him to Tom Brady off the top is absurd. But when you really dive down into this here, I think that his approach to the game is one that lines up with what you want a successful young quarterback to look like. And it makes me confident when I hear the rest of the Vikings saying every day he comes into practice, he's got his notes, he's got reads, he goes above and beyond every single day. You don't always hear that with young players in the league. And that makes me very excited for next season of what we could get from JJ.
I'm gonna go walk on Mars tomorrow. That's. I mean, look, I do also. I'm not saying he can't be a good quarterback, but somebody who was injured early last year and hasn't even played a snap yet, and the best quarterback of all time can't be in the same sentence.
No, hold on.
There are several quarterbacks this league has seen, several who I'm sure have come into practice every day with their notes and
Tim Boyle,
the great reads and blah, blah, blah. A million quarterbacks who have had success and won Super Bowls and that you can compare him to. Tom Brady is not that. I mean, come on.
No, I'm not out here saying that he's Tom Brady.
No, Jack, listen. I'm going to give you some simple analysis that proves that what Paul says is true.
But it's not.
No, I'm going to prove it to you right now. How many Super Bowls did Tom Brady go to? How many Super Bowls did Tom Brady go to?
10? 15.
They went to 10.
10. What number did Tom Brady wear at the University of Michigan?
10?
Yeah. What number did JJ McCarthy wear at the University of Michigan?
I thought he was 12. He was 10?
He was 9.
9.
So look, I'm not saying that JJ McCarthy is going to be as good as Tom Brady because he's not. He's only going to take the Minnesota Vikings to 9 Super Bowls. So that's all I got.
All right, you guys are no fun here. Here's what
I'll say this, right? There's no doubt he's a hard worker. There's no doubt he's doing his best. I know it's the off season, so we got to put stuff out there about JJ McCarthy.
No, I'm not just like spewing nonsense right here.
Saying he's Tom Brady. I mean, you're doing what every Vikings.
I'm not saying he's going to be doing. I'm not saying he's Tom Brady.
The similarity is of Tom Brady is the same symbol as of Tom Brady. They're like great with notes and working in the film room.
That's like
he tries his best.
I think when you look at the Bradys, the Mannings, the Drew Brees guys, they all have this unbelievable work ethic that JJ McCarthy has. And when you look at JJ McCarthy's career at Michigan, I understand a lot of running, Jim Harbaugh, great offensive lines, but just the things that you want to stand out in a young quarterback, he possesses them. It's the ability to operate under pressure. I think the best drive of his career was against Alabama in the Rose Bowl. Game on the line, fourth quarter, he leads them down the field. 4th down conversions, they get the ball in overtime, they win the game, right? They go to the national championship. He's 27-1 at Michigan. The guy hasn't lost. He's lost one game since high school.
It's going to be like Trevor Lawrence when he starts losing the NFL. He's going to spiral.
Same thing. 90-yard drive at Auburn in the Jordan Hare Stadium at night.
Bryce Young?
Yeah. to tie the game. Remember that?
I think that these are these are good. Look, we're talking about number 1 picks in the draft right here, but I'm saying I'm looking at JJ McCarthy. I think he has good decision making. Yes, he's a good runner as well. Everything that JJ does, I'm not saying he's Tom Brady. I'm not saying he's as the talent level of a Caleb Williams. But if you're a Vikings fan, you're sitting back saying, man, I'd rather have Aaron Rodgers, or man, I'd rather have re-signed Sam Darnold. I think JJ McCarthy has been pretty underrated throughout his entire time in college and even coming into the draft amongst the other quarterbacks, where I do believe in him next year to be a steady quarterback. Look, he might not be a superstar, but I do think he has that potential with the way he composes himself. All Packers fans are probably furious right here. They're probably.
Look, all I'm going to say is, you know who TJ Watt said was the hardest working quarterback he'd ever seen in his whole life?
Who?
Kenny Pickett. You know who everyone on the Bears said was the hardest working quarterback they'd seen their entire life? Mitch Trubisky and then Justin Fields. Almost every player in the NFL, especially at the quarterback position, is busting their ass, working really, really hard, studying film. Most of them just aren't any good. We don't know if JJ McCarthy's any good yet.
I want winners. And you take JJ McCarthy and the success that he had at Michigan, you take his skill set, you give him to Kevin O'Connell, put him in one of the best offenses, maybe the best offense in the National Football League outside of Philly. And if you were to strip everything away other than QB. And I think that I think it's all there for JJ to have a very, very good season.
You know what the NFL does? It brings winners and makes them losers.
Trevor Lawrence lost one game before he entered the NFL. 2 games, including high school and college.
I think
JJ
has a better mentality than Trevor Lawrence.
JJ's Bryce Young part 2.
Young part 2?
Yeah.
Do you put Bryce Young on the Minnesota Vikings? And I think he
probably would.
Much better.
JJ and yeah, you're right. That's a stupid take.
But again, I'm just saying the things that I see in JJ McCarthy, his approach, I like it. He says all the right things.
You see Tom Brady.
All the right things. I see it. I see Tom Brady tendencies. And you're wrong if you disagree with me. You're absolutely wrong if you disagree with me.
But there's probably a million other QBs who have had Tom Brady tendencies who don't come close to fanning out.
Tom Brady's the one out here tweeting that JJ McCarthy, the thing that separates him is his mind and the way that he approaches and that he won't accept losing.
See, I want a quarterback who's separated because they're really good at football, not because they're really smart.
There are a lot of quarterbacks who are really good at football. Yes, like Caleb Williams, Jane Daniels, they're unbelievable at football. I'm not.
Jane Daniels, unbelievable work ethic. That's what everybody said.
I'm not saying a work ethic automatically makes you a championship quarterback. I'm just saying that when people are doubting JJ McCarthy, I think across the board, he checks all the boxes that you like.
I mean, there's one box he doesn't check. Having played good football in the NFL.
The whole thing about this is expectations and what you can hope for.
Yeah, you can hope for whatever you want, right? In the early pages of the B edition of the Critique of Pure Reason, Kant says you can think whatever you want as long as it's not contradictory. That doesn't mean it's possible. You have to prove possibility, and we have not seen JJ McCarthy prove that it's possible for him to be great yet.
I think it's funny. I do actually think he'll be good. I do like him, seriously though, and I'm rooting for him. And he's got a good cast with all the.
So am I turning you around here?
No, I just think it's very funny to watch somebody who to win big games in college just handing the ball off to that running back, who's great, and then gets injured, hasn't played in the NFL yet, and here we are, him and Tom Brady in the same freaking sentence.
Again, this wasn't supposed to be me saying that JJ McCarthy will emulate the career of Tom Brady.
Remember against Penn State? What was that? He had they didn't pass the ball in the second half.
Did they win the game?
Who was that running back?
Blake Corum?
Yeah, Corum. He gave the ball to Corum. Corum won the championship. Then he gets hurt. Hasn't played yet. And here we are, the Paul Farrington Show. I see Tom Brady in this guy.
No, there's one person on the Paul Farrington Show saying that. I do not want to be grouped in with a Vikings homer here.
Everyone who plays with him and everyone who coaches him says this is a special dude.
That's what they said about Kenny Pickett.
Special dude.
No one's show me how many people coming out about Kenny Pickett and Kenny
who's that?
No, I'm serious. No, you've forgotten to look at it. Jack remembers. Everybody said Kenny Pickett was special.
People didn't say that about Kenny. Maybe the Steelers after they drafted him, sure. But everyone looked at Kenny Pickett when he came out of college and said, this is a gross overdraft by the Steelers. There's a third-round talent who's being drafted.
No, you don't understand. People are saying right now Last year, people
Lawrence
on the Eagles were
special,
talking
dude.
about Kenny Pickett and his unbelievable work ethic.
Sure, yes, he can have a great work ethic. I don't like the talent of Kenny Pickett did not translate. That was a failure, a failed transfer of talent from college to pro.
Lawrence is a special dude.
Lawrence had the physical
I'm
attribute.
sure.
I mean, Trevor Lawrence is a great quarterback. So if we get Trevor Lawrence, I'd be thrilled.
I'd be better. Yeah, well, I would. I actually.
that guy's not becoming Tom Brady.
That's kind of interesting. If you said right now the ceiling of JJ McCarthy is Trevor Lawrence.
So if he becomes Trevor Lawrence, that's an incredibly successful outcome for this pick.
It is, but would you? I don't know. Would you sign up for that?
Yep.
Yeah, you think
1,000%.
I mean,
if he becomes Trevor Lawrence.
well, if he becomes,
Lawrence was what they were 8-3 before he got hurt a couple of years ago.
if he becomes a Trevor Lawrence type with the team around him,
he's a hard worker.
actually be probably pretty good.
Yeah, no, that's the thing. Is like Trevor Lawrence is doing it in Duval County. You take it up to where the Minnesota Vikings play. We'll be okay.
You're not going to find anyone in the NFL right now calmer, more poised under pressure, and a better leader than JJ McCarthy.
Can he play?
No, take that back. No, we're wrapping this segment. Paul's lost it.
I just having a little bit of fun with that, but I'm telling you guys, like last year we were sitting here and I said Sam Darnold may have a career year with the Vikings, and I was laughed off the stage. I was laughed out off the show.
You were laughed out. Jack had us winning 13 or 14
No. By listeners, by people who listen, by people I talk to, everyone's out here saying you're an idiot for believing in Sam Darnold. I know you did, but you
now you're an idiot.
But Sam Darnold came out and was
Jack's never wrong.
Candidate.
I've never ever wrong.
So if I come out here and I say JJ McCarthy has tendencies of all-time greats, and for that reason, I believe in him as a quarterback next year because I trust his work ethic to get him in a place where he's ready to play. I trust Kevin O'Connell saying this is the guy. I feel good about that.
I think everybody who's drafted to be a QB in the NFL has tendencies to be great.